Hello, 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 hello. Can you hear me? And can you see me? Hi, Kitty Co. Let me know if you can see and hear me okay. I'm not sure about my sound. It can sometimes be a little fickle. Oh, good. Thank you, honey. For those of you joining us, please hit the like button on your way in and share with your crime-loving friends. I would appreciate that. It helps our algorithms. Oh, and the fan in the back. Well, I had to have the fan on because my computer sometimes gets really hot. Is that better? And you might also hear the air conditioning, but there's nothing I can do about that. If I shut off the AC, my husband will not be happy. We'll just put it that way. He'd probably lose a gasket. Just waiting for more people to show up. This is all about the arrest that was made today in Suffolk County. I don't know if any of you have watched any of the documentaries about the Gilgo 4, those women who were found on the Gilgo beach back in 2010. I don't know if anybody's been following that, but we knew there was a serial killer involved. 4 of them were found. Hi, Don. Yes, lights can get super hot, but the lights are okay. It's my computer that sometimes gets awfully warm, and I just realized it restarted for an update last night. That's why it's getting hot, because Dropbox automatically, when I restart the computer, Dropbox automatically comes on. And that is what, there we go. That is what has been making my computer so damned hot. So, have you been watching the Gilgo Beach murder cases at all over the last few years? And don't forget to hit that like and share button on your way in. This all started back in, well, it started way before. We had several missing young women. 25-year-old Maureen Barnes went missing on December 13th, 2010. We had 24-year-old Melissa Bartholomew, who went missing, I'm sorry. Those aren't the missing dates, those are the found dates. My apologies. So we had a missing 25-year-old Maureen Barnes, then 24-year-old Melissa Bartholomew, 27-year-old Amber Costello, and then 22-year-old Megan Waterman. These were escorts who had been reported missing by family and friends. Then in 2010, the Suffolk County Police received a 911 call from Shanann Gilbert. That was on May 13th of 2022. And it took a while for the police to do anything about it. Finally, in December of that year, the police decided to investigate. And they went to her last known place, the place she'd been known to be at last. Shanann. She had been at a doctor's home working as an escort we're going to play the 911 call pretty soon. Then fast forward to December of 2010. They were looking for her, and the police stumbled upon the body of 24-year-old Melissa Bartholomew. I think she was the first one to be found. Let's go look at this. I've got so many windows open. A lot of windows. Okay, this I think is the one I want. I'm gonna have to do it this way. Don't forget to hit that like and share button if you could, because that truly, truly does help. So, un momento while I pull this up so that I can share it with all of you, because I think the map is important. There we go. Okay. We're going to do a share screen. Possibly, maybe, if it'll cooperate. You know how that goes. Okay. So we're going to share the screen. Yes, there were several documentaries made about this, and books have been written about this over the years. Oh, for heaven's sakes. I don't know why my computer doesn't want to cooperate with me today. I just don't know, but that's all right. Okay. I have a lot of windows open. Nope. And it's not going to give me the damn tab. I'm usually much better prepared than this. I'm so sorry. But I had a doctor's appointment. Okay. So, December of 2010, the police decide to finally look for Shanann. And they start looking along Gilgo Beach, and that's in Long Island. And they stumbled upon the first body, which was 24-year-old Melissa Bartholomew, an escort who had been reported missing. And then as they're working on that, they discover 3 more bodies. They discover 27-year-old Amber Costello, 22-year-old Megan Waterman, and 25-year-old Maureen Barnes. So we have these 4 bodies. None of them were Shanann's, and that still bothers me, is that we haven't found Shanann anywhere. Gibbs slap it. Yeah, I wish. So as they're looking, they ended up finding, I think, a grand total of 11 bodies. All were women except one who was an Asian male who I think was transgender. I'm not sure, but I think if I remember from the documentaries that I've watched, that was the case. It's okay. I started early, Aurora, and I started at 5. Next week, Wednesday night, we start at 6. Anyway, they found, I believe, a total of 11 bodies. They found, further up the beach, they found someone who they have labeled Jane Doe, along with a toddler. Right now, the police are saying that, well, let me back up. So the 4 bodies that were found in the beginning of all of this were found, they had all been killed in the same way, and they had all four been wrapped in burlap before being put into this marshy area of the beach. Now, according to news sources, the other bodies weren't killed the same way, neither were they buried the same way. But that doesn't necessarily mean anything, because serial killers, they change or try to improve their process as time goes on, right? So what they may have done in the beginning of their spree, or not spree, in the beginning of their career as a serial unaliver, it will change over time. Okay? Yes, they do practice. Exactly, Dawn. They do. So I think it would behoove us to listen to the first 911 call. Okay? And this is it. And we're going to listen to it together.
I'm Detective Lieutenant Kevin Byra, the commanding officer of the Suffolk County Police Homicide Section. This video was made to explain the circumstances surrounding the 3 911 calls made on the day Shannon Gilbert went missing. The full, unedited 911 calls are available, and I encourage people to listen to them in their entirety. Portions of the call taken out of context will sound sensational. During the early morning hours of May 1st, 2010, Shannon Gilbert, a Craigslist sex worker and resident of Jersey City, New Jersey, traveled from Manhattan to meet a client, Joseph Brewer, at his home at 8 The Fairway, Oak Beach, New York. Shannon was driven to Oak Beach from Manhattan by her driver, Michael Pack. Neither one was familiar with the area, neither one had been there before, and neither one had met Brewer before. Pack waited in the car while Shannon was inside with Brewer. Pack was her de facto security. At 4:51 a.m., while at Brewer's house, Shannon called 911. This call lasts for more than 21 minutes. At times, Shannon is speaking calmly, but slurring her words. At times, she is not responsive, and at times, she is screaming. During this call, Brewer and Pack are heard trying to get Shannon to leave the house. Shannon eventually does leave the house and runs to Gus Coletti's house, located at 17 The Fairway, which causes him to call 911 at 5:22 a.m.
Are you all staying along with it right now? So she's a Craigslist sex worker, Craigslist escort, however we want to put it. And I've heard this 911 call before, and it's heartbreaking, I think. It's just absolutely heartbreaking.
How to escape the heat
and
if
then
you
we've
don't have
got
an
a
air conditioner. This
commercial. I love it when they do that, when they put the commercials in at the very beginning. So during the early morning hours of May 1st, 2010, Shanann Gilbert traveled to meet a client, Joseph Brewer, at his home.
State Police, Trooper Fry. State Police.
Yeah, there's somebody after me.
I'm sorry?
There's somebody after me.
Where are you?
There's somebody after me.
Okay, where are you?
She doesn't know where she's at.
Me.
Where are you, ma'am?
I don't know.
You're driving right now?
No, I'm inside the house.
I'm sorry?
I'm inside the house.
What house?
I don't know.
That bottom picture is the house.
I'm sorry?
You trace where I am.
No, I can't. What's your callback number you're calling from?
Huh?
What phone number are you calling from?
Somebody's after me. Please.
Are you in Suffolk County or Nassau County?
I'm in Long Island.
Where on Long Island are you?
No. No.
God, that's scary. I think this is terrifying.
No, stop. No.
Where in Long Island are you? In Suffolk County? Nassau County?
Huh? Why? Why you call me by my name? Why?
County, you on the line?
Stop. Please. Stop it, please. Please stop. Please.
I hear
Can you
someone
shut the door?
giggle at that point.
Please. Please. Please.
Go that way, please. Come on, let's go. Come on, roll that side. Come on, go outside. Oh. Come on, all of us. Come on, roll that side. Come on.
No, please.
Come on. Please, come on.
Please.
Come on.
Why?
Just come out here. Come on.
Just terrifying.
I'm going to go upstairs. Okay? Billy, please. Please, get there. What's the matter? Are you okay?
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do to me?
She's in my house on my...
Why?
Huh? Well, I don't know. But it was transferred to me.
Why?
No, no.
What are you gonna kill me?
It's running to... I think it's Suffolk County on the north. It's County Manhattan.
Kill me? Why are you gonna...
Call Suffolk County.
You freaking mad? Come on.
I'm in the middle of nowhere?
Let's go back to Manhattan. Right? We're in Long Island. We're out near the water.
Please, stop.
Me, Mike. Brother, come on.
No, stop it, please. Hello?
Hello?
Please.
What's the matter? What happened? Hello?
Please, get me out of here, Leif.
Hello?
You're being sarcastic about this. You're a part of this all along.
I have met him now.
Shannon then ran from Brewer's house at 8 the fairway to Gus Coletti's house at 17 the fairway, a distance of 0.2 of a mile.
Shannon.
So, to anyone else, does she sound intoxicated? I don't mean necessarily from alcohol, but maybe from drugs, because there's so much stuff that just does not make sense in this 911 call. I have so many questions. So very many questions. So she leaves that house and goes to the next one. See, to me, it sounds like she's being chased as she's running. I don't know. Let me know what you think. Because I really think to me, it sounds like she's being chased and she's screaming and she's running and someone is after her.
Shannon interacts with Coletti. He invites her inside his home.
Shannon.
What's the matter? Somebody at you? Huh?
Hello? Hello?
You
Are you okay?
Don't keep yourself hurt. Where are you going? Wait a minute. Where are you going? Where are you going?
She then runs from Coletti's home, prompting Coletti to call 911. After Coletti's call, Shannon then runs another 0.2 of a mile to another home at 43 The Bayou, prompting a third 911 call made at 5:30 a.m. by Barbara Brennan.
I agree, Don.
Police 873 was location of emergency.
Yes, I live at Oak Beach in the association. There's a young girl about 14 years old running around here screaming, and there's some guy trying to follow her.
What's the address there?
I'm at 17 The Fairway.
All right. You have a description of the girl or the boy?
Pardon me?
You have a description of the girl or the boy?
The girl is about 14 years old, got blonde hair, very small. The boy, I can't tell. He was into like
A
a
Suburban.
Suburban,
What color?
black.
Did you happen to get a plate number or any?
No, I didn't.
Okay. Telephone number you're calling from?
For
Oh, good. They redacted
Are they
that.
still on the fairway?
they just went past the gatehouse where the entrance is.
And what's the name of the complex?
It's Oak Beach Association.
Okay.
Out at by Robert Moses.
All right. We got somebody over there.
I'll be watching.
Oh, okay.
This is my comeback. Start yours at
And more
PurdueLocal.edu.
commercials. I hate these commercials. I hate them. And then you have to wait for the next one.
Suffolk Police 875. What is the location of your emergency?
43 The Bayou. Some woman is knocking at my door.
What town are you in?
Oak Beach Association.
What's the nearest corner street, ma'am?
Ocean Parkway. She says she's in danger.
Do you know her or no?
No, I don't. I'm not letting her in.
That is
She's
scary.
banging on your door now?
Yes.
Did she say what kind of danger?
No.
Oh.
And we live in a gated community.
What's your name, ma'am?
Barbara Brennan,
What's there a name to that community?
Oak Beach Association.
Oak Beach Association.
And I have an elderly mother here.
All right, I'll get somebody right over there, okay?
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
This is drone footage and footage shot from the ground showing the marshland. It was taken at the same time of year and time of day as when Shannon went missing. These reeds can grow over 12 feet tall. They can disorient someone inside them, causing them to lose a sense of direction.
Can you imagine? She was only like 5 feet tall. She was a tiny. All these girls. That was something else that I found out today that they all had in common. These four, the Gilgo four, they were all very, very, very petite. 5 feet tall or less, and weighing like 80, 90 pounds. Tiny, tiny, tiny women or young ladies. And they all had hazel green eyes. I think that's, I don't know if that means anything, if that's just a coinky-dink, but like Gibbs, I don't believe in coincidences. But I can't imagine being out in the nighttime, in the middle of the night, trying to run through this tall grass right here. I just can't imagine.
One cannot tell where the highway is or where the bay is. The reeds and brush can become impenetrable in places. There's a trench running east and west through the marshland. This was created to allow mosquito control. It is believed that Shannon followed this trench. Personal belongings of hers were found just north of the trench. Shannon's remains were found north of the trench, about 158 feet south of Ocean Parkway, approximately 3/4 of a mile from where she was last seen. There has been information received during the course of this investigation that other people might be involved in this incident.
Oh, damn straight.
They have all been investigated, and there is no reason to believe at this time that anyone else is involved in this tragic series of events. The police responded to Coletti and Brennan's 911 calls. Pack, Brewer, and Shannon were all gone. Gus Coletti provided a description of Pack's car, which was also gone. This created the possibility that Shannon had been driven out of the area, which caused a delay in the initial search for her. The police department has thoroughly investigated this case for more than a decade. The official cause of Shannon's death is undetermined. This official classification means there is insufficient or no evidence to determine or even to exclude an actual cause of death. The Gilbert family has hired a private pathologist to conduct an autopsy. His determination is there is insufficient information to determine the definite cause of death, but the autopsy findings are consistent with homicidal strangulation. That pathologist's report will be made available.
Can you just... I can't imagine what that poor girl, what any of these poor girls were going through. Can you? I just can't. I just can't. There's a lot more to this. If you want to watch it on your own, I'm going to put the link in chat so you all can watch it later. Okay? Hang on. So today, they arrested, where's his picture? We're going to share the screen again. There we go. So this is the guy. Well, if they weren't home, sometimes, you know, in these beach houses, they're not there all the time. So, or maybe they didn't hear anything. Who knows? But this right here is the guy arrested today, this morning. His name is Rex Hauerman. Okay? He is 59 years old, married, and has 2 children, a boy and a girl. I don't know their ages. But he is also an architect in New York. Exactly. It was a very different time. I mean, heck, technology changes day to day, right? But this was back in 2010. This is 13 years ago. So you couldn't triangulate everything like you can now. Okay. Right. Exactly, Don. So 59-year-old architect Rex Hauerman, married, 2 kids. He was charged in these in the murders of the Gilgo 4. So far, we don't know if they're going to try and link him to the other bodies that were found. We don't know yet. But he was arrested at his home in Massapequa Park in Long Island. Hang on. I've got a... Okay, so this is... Hope you guys can see it. So this is the map, a map that I pulled up that shows you it is only 26 miles from Massapequa Park down to Gilgo Beach. So we'd go down Highway 27, Route 27, whatever that is, and then you would turn here and you could go all the way down, and then you would hang a right and you'd be on Ocean Parkway, right? This is, look how narrow this is. This is not that big of a place. Okay, this is not big. You don't have that many houses there. Cottage Walk, Gilgo Beach, Ocean Parkway, Coastal Greenway, but it's really not a huge area. And I can't remember which of these homes are where she went missing from. But as you could see when we were zooming in, there's also Jones Beach. They think they are confident, all the talking heads that were on this afternoon are very confident that these are not his only 4 victims, right? They are quite positive that he did this before and that there are other victims to be found. But I mean, they could look here. If this is his stomping grounds, if this is where he likes to go, there are so many other. There's Cedar Creek Park. There's Green Island Fishing Pier, Jones Beach State Park. I mean, there's all these different places where he could go to hide them. It would be hard to find a place in such a small area to hide from people with this kind of power. Well, not necessarily. At that time of the year, all that grass was really tall. They said it could grow up to be 12 feet tall. And it was impenetrable in some places. So it is quite possible. Okay, so we're going to do this. This is from Long Crime Trial Network. I love Long Crime Trial Network.
After years of unanswered questions, a break in the unsolved Gilgo Beach murders out of Long Island. As
They do a
officials
much better
announce
job at this than
suspect
me.
is now in custody.
That's
Multiple
him.
news outlets now reporting the suspect is 59-year-old Rex Hauerman of Massapequa Park.
Rex Hauerman. I'm an architect. I'm an architectural consultant. I'm a troubleshooter. Born and raised on Long Island.
Local TV stations report Hauerman was taken into custody in Long Island early Friday morning when a special task force surrounded his home. An architect, Hauerman told YouTube reporters last year he's worked with New York City's
Nobody
Department
would
of Buildings since the
suspect
late
this guy.
1980s.
He's just a normal guy, right? Hi, Christina.
Troubleshooting, architectural troubleshooting, and negotiations with the building department.
So
But
the
it
guy
was
talking,
23
that's
years after his
the
architecture career
alleged
began in
murderer.
2010, when the first body was recovered in the so-called Gilgo Beach murders. The investigation started in 2010 after escort Shanann Gilbert went missing near Gilgo Beach. In the search for Gilbert, investigators recovered 4 bodies on the beach, all women in their 20s.
And then they found
who were
more
working
later.
as escorts. In total, 9 women, 1 man, and a toddler have been discovered along the beach about an hour east of Manhattan. After the bodies were discovered, the murders mysteriously stopped. Just 1 year before his arrest, Hauerman said the most important aspect of his job is patience.
After
Scary,
all those years,
huh?
what do you think is the most important qualities a person in your position dealing with the DOB must have?
Patience.
That's funny. I was hoping you would say that.
I mean, yeah. So, I think it was the Netflix documentary I watched about this. There are some people, who think that it's quite possible that we have 2 serial unalivers, and they're both sharing the same dumping ground. That is a possibility. And in that documentary, I think one of the psychiatrists said that it could be a silent contest, that these 2 people don't know who the other is. And it could be some kind of contest going on between these 2 serial unalivers. This all happened, he got arrested today, but this made national headline news back in 2012, Christina. This guy is the guy in the white shirt is the one who was arrested today, 59-year-old Rex Hauerman from Massapequa Park. So, I just find it fascinating, and I'm very happy that they finally caught him. And just keep in mind, there's going to be so much more about this that we don't know about. Tons more. Yeah. Well, the first victim that we know of went missing in 2007, and she wasn't found until 2010. Yeah.
That.
Yeah. Patience, and I don't like to use the word tolerance, but sometimes
Yeah, you
have
didn't
to.
have any
In
tolerance.
the interview, Heuerman said working with people was the most interesting aspect of his career.
But it's the people, how they're all so different, and how you deal with the people, I think, is one of the more interesting aspects that have come out of this.
We're still
Wow.
working to learn more details about Heuerman. We're expected to learn more Friday afternoon when the Suffolk County Sheriff's Office holds a press conference. Stay with Long Crime Network for the latest developments in this story. Reporting for Long Crime Network.
Okay. So anyway, that's where we're at on this. If he was arrested today, what has he done between... Yeah, exactly. Where has he gone? Where has he been? What has he done? I mean, it can't be easy for a 59-year-old guy married with a couple kids. Well, because he was an architect, his job may have required him to travel. I don't know. Anyway, I'm just tickled that they finally arrested somebody in these cases. It'll be very interesting to see if they are able to tie the Gilgo 4 with the other bodies that were found. Now, what I did hear today was that he became a suspect, right, in these killings. It was Melissa Bartholomew's sister who, right after the body was found, or right after she went missing, one of the two, her younger sister started getting weird phone calls. And this was back in 2010. She started to get really weird phone calls from a guy who said he was the one who hurt her sister and all these other really disgusting things. So somehow he got on their radar. Okay? Hello, doing a live. What you need?
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Cigarette.
Oh, okay. Hang on. Sorry, my hubby's here.
I didn't know you were doing that.
That's okay. I did it early tonight. Sorry, I couldn't wait anymore. Oh yeah, exactly true, Don. So anyway, the way they connected him to the case. Now, what happened prior to that, I don't know, but I am really eager to find out. I cannot wait to find out how he became an actual suspect. But how they actually linked his DNA to these cases was a pizza box. He apparently was somewhere, and they have been watching him. He'd been under surveillance. He threw out a pizza box. The police snagged it. There was crust left over inside. They tested that pizza crust, found his DNA, and they were able to link it to the victims. Remember, serial unalivers, they think they're the smartest guy in the room and the smartest person on the planet, but they make mistakes. They do. They may think they've left behind a perfect scene, a perfect crime scene, but that is not always the case. I know, right? Wow. Anyway, I did come on early for lots of different reasons. I had to go to the doctor today. Everything's fine. Don't anybody panic. But they had to take like 7 vials of blood because I got this weird skin thing going on. It not contagious. I don't have cooties. It's nothing like that. Could be an allergy. Could be anything. So anyway, I had to fast for these tests today. And my appointment wasn't until 1:40 this afternoon. And so as soon as I got home at like 3:30, I ate a sandwich because I was really, really hungry. And now that just was enough to, tide me over while I did some more research so I could get ready for tonight's live. And I'm starting to get very sleepy and hungry again. So that you don't have to watch me, trip over my own tongue and start slurring my words, which is usually what happens when I'm really, really tired. I don't know why. I'm not drinking. I'm not doing drugs. It's just when I get really sleepy, my speech gets a little slurred. Isn't that weird? But Yep, nothing about me is ordinary. I have been weird for the entirety of my life. Anyway, I did want to get this to you tonight, but I am going to sign off for now. I will keep you posted on this case because it does fascinate me. And I think what I'm going to do tonight is go back and watch the Netflix documentary on this. But apparently this guy's name, no one had him on their radar. Not the private investigators that the family hired. Nobody. Oh, so sorry. This guy just came out of left field. Yeah. Anyway, I think you're all awesome. Thank you for being here tonight. I appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed to my Crime Watch with Susan Tisdale channel, please do so. And no, I'm not going to do a Cheeky Wench live tonight. I'm too tired. But I'm going to have a good weekend. And next week I'm going to Delaware to see my brother. So hope everybody has an awesome weekend. Hope you're all safe and cool where you are. And just have a great weekend and be safe out there, okay? Love you all. We'll talk soon, okay? Bye-bye. Mwah!